Hi everyone, this is Nikki, otherwise known as Happily Lost. We'll be continuing with the series of Q&A of transgender experiences. In this one, the questions will be about losing touch with your body and reconnecting with it, and attaching high standards on body image. So let us get into it right after this. So to start with, let us look at losing touch with your body and trying to reconnect with it. There have been major periods where I have lost touch with my body. The first was before I transitioned and before surgery. In a sense, it probably saved me, but also delayed me doing anything about my situation. The story is a little more complicated and convoluted than that, and probably best not to go into details of the background story. Needless to say, I hated what my body was doing, so much so that it caused a lot of distress for me, so that I ended up ignoring and disrespecting it. It was not until I was doing something about my situation that I was able to start to reconnect with my body, and importantly, respect it, even though it was not right. It was not who I was. But to move forward, I needed to reconnect. I needed that body in order for me to be me. So I started to look after it, ate healthily and exercised. In my life, I've also had dramatic weight changes, which has left marks on my body, which over time has lightened, but they're still there. My goal was to be physically and mentally healthy in order to get medical treatment. The irony was, after starting medical treatment, I ended up having another weight problem. For the second time in my life, I went too far in the other direction and lost too much weight, only to regain the weight again when trying to reverse the weight loss. Needless to say that when I had my surgery, I was heavier than I would have liked. When it comes to my weight, I am carrying more weight, I have a tendency to disconnect with my body. There is no magic bullet with your body. In the end, it takes work, being present and mindful of yourself physically, but not just physically, but also emotionally and spiritually. Even these days, if I'm not mindful, that is being aware of my physical presence, I will lose touch with my body. To stay connected, it is a hard thing to do if you see things wrong with your body. In today's society, we spend so much time in our heads that we lose sight of the physical self. It is important to remember that despite your feelings for your body, you are working on the body for you to be comfortable with, and that is a journey in itself. This next one, I have also experienced high standards in body image. I feel that all of us, regardless of gender, at some point have taken on society's idealized standards of body image and what one looks like to be considered normal. The reality is that no one can permanently or temporarily uphold these standards. The consequence is that we can never be happy or comfortable with the way our bodies look, always looking for ways to fit the idealized form. Now, for someone who is transgender, they also have to contend with being read as the gender assigned at birth if they don't adhere to the idealized gender form for their body. Again, even with extensive surgery, it cannot be achieved as the height standard is unreasonable. If you look at how that standard was created, it is based around symmetry. Very few people come close to being symmetrical. The standard is also not based upon just how one person looks. It is a collection of people averaged out to an idealized form. Now I'll get off my high horse before I start ranting about it. I have known women who get picked for being male despite being born female. So the standard in the end is pointless. I feel you need to consider why you have those standards, and are they necessary to live your life to its fullest. The high standard does not define beauty or femininity or masculinity. What they potentially do is to stop you from moving forward with your life. Why would you try to live your life if you cannot achieve those standards? It is a basis for discontent, anxiety, and a deepening of dysphoria. I'm not saying that it is not good to have standards. I am just saying that those standards need to be reasonable and achievable. Otherwise, you will never be happy with how things are or how they turn out. Okay, last point on the matter. None of us, when we get home and take off our clothes, makeup, or whatever else we have on, look like we did when we walked out the door. It is important to work on and develop a healthy body image without the facade that we put on every day. So if you like this content and would like to see more on motorcycles, art, sex-related content, don't forget to subscribe and press the bell to be notified of any updates. See you next time. Bye.